Finally, The Fate of the Furious is in theaters right now. I am so excited. I have been waiting for this movie since the very first trailer. With me today is Jacob Barley. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. My name is Gio Ramos. We're from Apocalypse Movies, and this is our review of Fate of the Furious. We're going to start off non-spoilers real quick before we get into some spoilers, because we need to talk about that, I guess, reveal, you could say, with Dominic Toretto. But first, Jacob, a lot of people thought that Furious 7 should have been the end for the franchise. The way that they send it off Paul Walker's character, it was beautiful. James Wan did an incredible job. The cast, everything was great. The movie grossed $1.5 billion. But now we have The Fate of the Furious, which will hopefully be the start of a brand new trilogy. So what did you think of it? What's your general thoughts?
So I was a big skeptic of this movie going in, and I've been kind of talking crap for the past few months. It just looks ridiculous to me, and all these movies, the past 3 or 4, have looked ridiculous. But I still thought there was more stories to tell with this franchise. As long as there's fresh stories to tell and people want to pay to go see the movies, then that's a good enough reason to get the movie made. The last one made over $1 billion at the box office. They were going to make it no matter what. But that's not why I was critical about it. It's because it just looked too insane. But
sure,
you kind of have to up the ante each time with this. But my main concern was why Dom was going after his team. And that's not a spoiler. We know from the trailers that Dom is going after his team. The way that's explained in this movie worked for me. And once you got that, then the rest is open for being a good movie. Because if that didn't work, then the whole movie unfolds, in my opinion. So,
now, in your mind, what did you think was going to be... Well, we'll talk about that in
we'll talk about the spoilers. But, no... I was going to this movie this is going to suck. This is going to be stupid. And it's a good movie. I liked it. This is the biggest surprise of the year for me, honestly, because I thought it looked terrible.
Wow.
It looked terrible.
By franchise standards, I would say this is a good movie. It has the big spectacle action that you would expect. It kind of goes back to its roots a little bit with drag racing, the street cars.
Yeah, it incorporates it more than the last 2 or 3 have, for sure.
And that's something that I appreciated. And I will say that the reveal, the reason behind Dominic Toretto's betrayal, he turned his back on his family, it made sense. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't even think about it. But where this film, for me, doesn't work is, in the past, you have these back and forth, one-liners, these jokes between the characters. And I felt like in this movie, it didn't hit. There was just something missing about it, It felt off. It wasn't, as funny, but they kept giving us more and more of it. And I was like, okay, something's not right here. And I still haven't gotten my finger on what exactly that was.
I get what you mean with that. There's some forced comedic moments for sure, but I do think some of the comedic moments between certain actors works very well in this movie, and it's some of the best parts of the film. But overall, as an ensemble, the way they're trying to this, everyone has to crack a joke here. They do that in the Avengers, So I did feel that a little bit. But my main negatives are just I'm suspending belief as much as I possibly can. But this is set in a world where there's nobody has superpowers. There's nothing like that
except
Dominic Toretto,
and Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, but they don't really have superpowers. Right. So this is set in a somewhat realistic world, and the stuff that happens is just way too insane. It's not that could actually happen. No.
Well, in the trailer, they have when the cars are surrounding Dom's car.
Yeah.
And then Dom, he revs up his engine and he just elbows his door out and it just flies out.
So I'm okay. Yeah. And that just really bothers me. In the moment, I'm oh, that was horrible. But once the movie's finished, I don't find myself thinking about those things that bothered me. I'm thinking about the good things. So that's when you know a movie's enjoyable and it's good, is if when the movie ends, are you thinking about the things that you enjoyed most about it, and are there more than negatives? And that's the case with this movie for me.
So bottom line, before we get into spoilers, this movie, I think, is good enough that it warrants its existence.
For sure.
It's definitely a strong continuation. I recommend watching it in theaters. You're gonna get that fun, good time. Leave your brain at the door. Just go with it, and just have fun with these characters. Because overall, particularly Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson, they're fun to watch. They're back and forth banter, the action sequences. You're gonna have a good time if you're a fan of this franchise. Definitely go and see.
Especially if you've liked the last two, 6 and 7.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna love this one. It just takes it to a whole nother level, for sure.
Okay, let's get into some spoilers now. Let's talk spoilers in 3, 2, 1.
You've been warned. Spoilers.
Dominic Toretto has a kid.
Get right into it.
He has a kid. I did not see that coming.
I didn't see it coming
at
either.
all. But it makes sense.
It does make sense because they already had that love interest set up from 2 movies ago.
Yeah, it's what's her name? Elsa
something like that.
Pulaski, I think it is.
She's hot.
Yeah, but she was Dominic's love interest.
Before Letty came back, and now he has to be with Letty. So it really worked for me.
And this film, it's certainly darker than the previous 2. It goes to some dark places.
I would say so. Like the serious parts, like when Charlize Theron is talking,
we'll get to her.
I take her seriously. I never took. I mean, Jason Statham's great, but like as far as like a villain who can go like, with the dialogue, like destroy a scene, Charlize Theron has been the best in this franchise. Action wise, Jason Statham has been the best villain.
Oh yeah.
But as far as presence on screen as an actor and like bringing that intensity in the performance, that's Charlize Theron. She's been the best so far.
Charlize Theron as Cypher, she's easily the franchise's best villain. I was a little bit let down with Jason Statham in Furious 7, only because the whole point of that movie was for them to use God's eye to find him, but he kept showing up everywhere they were. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, what is this? But this girl Cypher, Charlize Theron, she does not play around. She will go to dark places. She will do the most brutal, hurtful things to you and the people you care about just to get what she wants. And I thought I thought Charlize Theron was great. I thought
she's really good. Like, this is like better than most Marvel villains,
Right? Yeah. There's motive behind her, and I'm glad that she didn't really die. She just
she dipped out. She got away.
She's
and it was cool
back.
how she got away.
Yeah.
On the parachute, she dipped out of the plane.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely see her back. And what we've came to realize is, I don't know if you caught this, but she's been behind the last 2 villains, or she was behind Luke Evans' character.
I like how that played a factor.
Yeah, so she's been behind the last 2 movie villains.
Yeah.
Jijimon Hansu, she's behind that.
Jijimon Hansu, yeah.
And then she was behind Luke Evans. She wasn't behind Jason Statham, but still, like,
yeah. So
that's crazy. So she's kind of been like the emperor, if you will, of this trilogy. The
one pulling
6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And she had them as her minions. And Vin Diesel did say that this is the end of a trilogy to go into another one. So is this next trilogy with Charlize Theron as the villain all throughout, like the one behind the strings?
Could be.
You're gonna bring in some more characters to play the muscle, but she's gonna be the overarching villain of this next trilogy, which I'm excited for. I'm down with, because of her and because of other things.
How'd you feel about Jason Statham's character Shaw? Sort of the story makes an attempt to try and make you forgive him for killing Han during Tokyo Drift by saying that it turns out she was the one who corrupted my brother, and then you guys destroyed my brother, even if the reasons were valid.
Yeah.
So therefore I had to get revenge, because the Shaw family, Luke Evans, Jason Statham, and even Helen Mirren, who plays the mom, they play a huge factor into the story. That little family. But how'd you feel about that?
To be honest, like when he came into screen when The Rock talked about like how he used to be a soldier and he was a hero and he got a medal, like forget what the British one is, but it's like Medal of Honor, and like that is when I was like, oh, so he's not all a bad guy. And he did this for his brother. Yeah. And again, overarching theme of family, and they say these movies are about family, and it's all about Dom trying to save his son, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I am so shocked that, and if somebody explained that to me, I would think it sounds dumb, but that I've seen it it works.
Yeah, for me, it works. Because for reasons you said, it's all about family, and now Dom, he witnesses the mother of his child, get killed, in front of him.
That's the type of thing I'm like, wow,
really
that's
dark.
Gutsy.
Yeah.
Like they did. I didn't think they were gonna do it, and they did
not
it
at all.
And all right, so this was like a turning point in the movie for me. So there's a point in the movie where they kill Shaw. Well, they make you think
Jason Statham. Yeah.
They make you think that he's dead. That Vin Diesel kills him, and I was like, it felt off to me because they show up from far away, and it didn't I was like, there's no way he's going out like that. But I was like, because up until that point, Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Jason Statham together on screen was my favorite part of the movie. They are my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
And I like them individually too, but together they're awesome. I want to see a spin-off of them too. They've talked about a Hobbs spin-off. What if it's him and Hobbs?
I would love that.
So they kill him, and then I'm like, if he's really dead, I'm done with this movie. That's how much I liked him. And then he wasn't really dead, and the way they brought him back when they're on the jetpacks and they fly in, and he's the one who saves Dom's kid, and then that allows Dom to stray away from her plan. It works so well for me.
Yeah.
The way they structured the plot and everything, all the moving pieces worked really well for me. I didn't see many flaws in that area.
Yeah, dude, that was such a badass moment when Luke Evans, both the Shaw brothers are in there in the plane.
Because it was so random. Out of nowhere, you see two guys flying through the air. I was like, oh, that's Shaw for sure.
And it makes you think back to when Vin Diesel, Dominic Toretto was talking to Helen Mirren.
Exactly.
Striking that deal.
Honestly, I should have saw that coming, but I didn't think about I try not to predict things in movies because I want to be surprised, So, yeah. Well, one big negative from real quick. It wasn't a huge negative, but just, and I like who was the newcomer? It's
Scott Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood.
Yeah, let's talk about him real quick.
I like him as a supporting character, a supporting actor. He's not a bad actor, but I think his character was pointless. They try to incorporate him the new member of the team, and at the end he's sitting with them and we're family.
I didn't like that.
He shouldn't have been sitting at the barbecue with them. There was no dynamic built for him to be part of the family.
Yeah.
I would rather see Mr. Nobody sitting with them. That would work more.
And he was. I was kind of hoping that Jason Statham's character would...
See, that would make sense.
Now, some people make the argument that
he killed Han.
He killed Han, but then you got to think about what the team.
Well, Vin Diesel asked him to save his son, so.
So does that? He saved a life, even though he took a life earlier. So, it's real quick.
I think he's made up for everything he's did.
Okay, so I'm with you. I hope to see him more in 8 or 9 and 10. Real quick, let's talk about the plane scene where Jason Statham was holding
that's
awesome.
The
baby and
it's great.
Great.
That's new. It's fresh. We've never seen anything like that before, so I really enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah. So overall, we both enjoyed this movie. Let's give it a quick score and get out of here. I'm gonna go 7.5 out of 10. I think it's better. It's better than 7, but I won't say it's as good as 5 and 6. I think the family dynamics are stronger. The comedic dialogue is better, and the action sequences are on par, if not better. What do you give it?
I actually decided on a 7.5 out of 10 as well. I really enjoyed this movie. It surprised me. I thought it was going to suck. It was actually really good. I think that has to do with F. Gary Gray. Freaking amazing director.
Yes.
And also just this cast and their dynamic. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Jason Statham killed it for me. They're my favorite parts of the movie.
All right, guys. Well, check out The Fate of the Furious in theaters right now. Let us know what you thought in the comments section below. And as always, thank you for joining us.